Hello guys and welcome here. My name is Yassine. In today's video we are going to talk about the SUMIF function in Microsoft Excel. So basically the SUMIF function is divided into two parameters and each one of those parameters, well, basically it allows us to calculate a sum of certain numbers. So to be able to understand a little bit more this function, let's write one example of it. So pretty simple. To be able to write down a SUMIF function, first of all, we're going to write down equal and then add SUMIF. We're going to open the parentheses. So as I said, the SUMIF function contains two parameters. The first parameter is the range. So what is the range in which you want to take the numbers that you are going to work with? So here, for example, I have a table that contains various random numbers. So those numbers will regenerate each time that I refresh the page. So I'm going to select this range right here. So pretty much the range of all the numbers that I have. The second parameter will be the criteria. So in this case, what are the conditions that I want to be respected by a certain number to be able to include that number inside of my sum. So let's say I want to have all the numbers that are greater than 10. So to be able to do this, first of all, I just need to add those little commas. So this is how I'm gonna write down a condition, so greater than 10, for example. And if I run it, I will have the sum of all the numbers that are greater than 10 inside of this range, all right? So basically, what exactly does this mean? I'm gonna read it. So it means calculate the sum of all the numbers inside of this range that are greater than 10. So this formula right here, basically what I have written here in the format of a formula, means this. So calculate all the numbers that are greater than 10 inside of this range right here. So let's just for fun modify the range. So let's say all the numbers that are greater than 2. So as you can see, it's gonna be way bigger. Why? Because in this case, all the numbers greater than 2, well, it's gonna be all the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6, and everything. It's also possible to reduce the range. So here I have the range of all the numbers, so I can make it even smaller. So here we'll have only 8 numbers. So here we go. The range of all the numbers that are greater than 2. Well, the sum of all the numbers that are greater than 2 here will be 36. That's another way to do it. So basically, as I said, the two parameters, first one is the range. The range, you can change it as much as you want. The second one is the criteria. So the criteria, you decide what criteria you want it to be. So it can be greater than 2. It can be smaller than 2, for example. Like if I write it like this. As you can see, the sum of all the numbers that are smaller than 2, in this case, in the whole table, it's going to be 1. So this could be, this is going to be the sum of all numbers that are smaller than 2, for example. So you decide what is the criteria that you want it to have. So basically, if a number respects the criteria, this number will be included in the sum calculation. Otherwise, it will simply not be included in the sum calculation. So this is how the SUMIF function basically works. So to summarize everything, two parameters, the range, the criteria. Range is what are all the numbers that you want to choose in order to, well, from what is the range of numbers that you want to include in the sum calculation. And the second one, what is the criteria that you want your numbers to respect in order to be included in that sum calculation. So this is how the SUMIF function works. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, to subscribe, and see you in another of my videos.